Radio Hereford FC, the only station with full match commentaries of the Bulls. Every game, every week.
Well, hello and welcome to We're Going Down the Pub with me, Frank Williams, and of course Mr. Simon Wright, who I'm pleased to see tonight after his failed sojourns to catering last night.
It's a bit easier to get to this pub than it is to catering.
Well, it's only across the road, isn't it? For you? But no, I mean, I left Halesowen at 10 to 3 and got there at 10 past 7. You left at 5 o'clock, so you could confidently expect it should have been there, what, quarter past 6, 20 past 6?
Yeah.
You turned around, didn't you?
I'd only got the edge of Coventry for 10 to 7, but this is not going to work.
No, it wouldn't, no.
So there you go, very strange feeling of watching Hereford on live TV, which is another different story, but there you go. But anyway, we're not here to talk about catering.
Yes, okay, I'm going to start off with something you've put here already, right? And just to start you off, it says, Slough FC, all ticket, big place. All right, now, is that a response to questions about are there any good food outlets nearby? You know, is there a chip shop nearby? Big place and so on?
Oh, big place, yeah. Other fish are available. I was a bit slow with that one, wasn't I?
You were indeed.
What's he talking about? Where's he going with this?
Slough is a big town, isn't it?
It's massive. Yeah, I mean, 122,000 people.
Yeah.
And very, very ethnically diverse.
So it's about the same size as Halesowen, actually.
Well, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's a bit of useless fact. It's got the largest Sikh community in the UK.
Really? Wow.
10,000 Sikhs, so there you go.
Oh, excellent.
There you go. So, use that next pub cruise, but there you go.
Ethnically diverse. Wow,
that's
good.
Right, yeah. Now, mention a nation, and you can spot it here.
Right, okay, yeah.
Any nation that listed.
But it's the home of
The Mars Bar.
the Mars Bar. Slough and
Horlicks. Oh dear, sniggering in the back row there, and probably the literary reference here. It is honestly a very well-known poem, John Betjeman poem about dropping bombs on the place, which unfortunately came out just a couple of years before World War II, so that was not great timing.
No, it wouldn't.
No, indeed.
Has not sort of liken him to the local population and not his greatest fan, I wouldn't have thought, because Slough did get a bit stick, didn't it, in the war?
It got a lot of stick.
Yeah, I mean, the Germans were after the Mars bars, obviously. We've got to get rid of the Mars bars.
Oh dear. Betjeman's and his family have been apologising ever since for that poem.
Right, fair enough.
So Slough's a bit different. It's not your average rural market town that we've got used to over the last few months, in Step 3. And of course, it's a big game. I mean, for me, it's the best two sides in the division.
Right.
Slough, well organised, seriously determined side. I've seen them live 3 times, obviously at Edgar Street. Went over to Redditch to see them there and they impressed. And I saw them in the pre-season friendly and they impressed again. That was actually, curiously, that was against an Albion's youth team, including Dara. So there you go. And every time they've impressed me, front to back. Four main strikers, Dobson and Flood. They're both in the top 6 scorers in the division. Watkins provides the muscle, is their sort of beast, if you like. And 90-year-old Manny Williams brings the experience. And I hasten to add, the 90-year-old is a quote from Adrian, who's the Rebel radio commentator. And of course it's tongue-in-cheek. And Frank, you've already had the pleasure of working with Adrian.
Sort of had the pleasure, yes.
Yeah.
Well,
he sort of took over.
Well, yes. And they came to our place and won, so we won't be doing that experiment again. In a hurry.
Now, is your knowledge of Slough FC as good as Adrian's about Hereford?
Probably yes, because his knowledge of Hereford wasn't brilliant.
Was it not?
No, not really, no. His knowledge of Slough was very good, but he mentioned it. But then they did have a lot of possession in that game.
They did.
So,
So there you go. Anyway, okay. Now, to say something about the ground, Slough FC use, and I'm emphasising use,
Yes.
Arbour Park on
Because
match
you wouldn't
days.
know if you went on
No.
a non-match day,
No, you
would you?
wouldn't.
Because their name isn't over it or anything.
No, they obviously don't own it,
Yeah.
and there's no signage inside or outside, and that's the way the council like it. It's a council-owned community sports facility which anybody can book.
Why can't we book it on the day then?
Well, we
They'd have
wouldn't
to
do
play
that,
somewhere else.
Yeah. It's not a bad idea. We could play. We have such a big squad. We could play each other, couldn't we? They
Play out a 0-0 because both our squads are.
That would do, wouldn't it?
absolutely,
Yeah. And the Rebels can't even use the venue as a correspondence address.
Really?
No, not even that. Okay. Club volunteers like Adrian, who just mentioned, he and his chums have to roll the goals onto the pitch.
Because it's 4G, it's not 3G.
It's 4G.
It's
4G, yeah.
So they get a good signal then,
Yeah.
I would imagine.
Very good signal, straight off the pitch. Yeah. I mean, Adrian himself was telling me he works for 9 hours for a home match day. 10 o'clock start, and he's there till 7. There's so many jobs to do because the council want it put back exactly.
And all
as
of
they
it's
found it.
voluntary, I suppose.
Exactly, yeah. Voluntary and unpaid. Now,
Yeah.
when I went there in July, I did have a chat with the council booking manager, as you do.
Yeah.
He's actually based in Slough's ground.
And his name is.
Cam.
Well, he's definitely ethnically diverse as well. then,
Very
right?
much so. Yeah. And if you're interested in this, you can hire the pitch. The costs vary between £25 an hour off peak for 1/3 of the pitch,
Yeah.
right up to £112 per hour for the whole pitch with lights at peak times.
Right, so if a match, I suppose they'd want it for 3 hours, wouldn't
gotta
they?
be 3, yeah.
It'll be 3 hours. That's going to cost them 336 quid.
Yeah.
That's not bad, is it?
No,
really?
it's not. It's not bad. No. Not bad at all. They might get bulk rates as well.
I wonder then, because it's a bar and so on there, is that council run and owned as well?
Yes, it is.
So they don't get any income
No,
from
I don't. Certainly not. No, I mean they've only played there since August 2016.
Right.
It's their latest home amongst many because they've been playing away, if I can use that expression, for 13 years. They basically go where anybody would have them. It's
Where was their previous ground then? They did have a previous home.
yeah. I mean they did play in Slough. If you remember, they were a conference side and
Yes.
went bust in spectacular fashion.
So they're a similar sort of story to catering then.
I suppose
In a
so,
way,
yeah,
because Cat lost Rockingham Road, didn't they? And now they're stuck with I was going to say a heap of garbage, but that'd be wrong, really.
Yeah.
They're stuck with what is very, very much a step 6 ground. This, however, you couldn't say is step 6 ground.
No, you couldn't. It is small, but it is very, very new. It's almost gleams, very shiny.
So it'll have stands with the roofs going the wrong way, so we'll get rapidly soaking wet.
Oh, you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. It is quite attractive in a way.
Yeah.
Room for 2,000, 500 seats. Now there's covered accommodation all 4 sides of the ground. The terraces are a bit strange. They're metal floored, so you can make a right noise, right stamp going on those terraces. The east stand, it's a smaller one. That's got 250 bright yellow seats. Again, another metal floor, so you can get the stamp going, and split into 4 rows, maybe half the length of the touchline. Now, as we know, the game's all ticket and segregated. I understand we're going to get the east stand, all of it, and I imagine the flat standing either side, so I shouldn't be uncovered. Unofficially, I'm hearing 500 to 600 tickets for it, which would probably be enough. Prices, I mean, they're well publicised. Adults, £11. Concessions, if you're over 65, £7. Students, £5. Kids, £2. If you're under 4, then it's free. I'm not sure there'll be too many under 4-year-olds travelling with us, but there you go. Your first impression when you get in the ground is the west stand. I mean, it does look like an airport departure lounge. It really does. Bold lines and a stylish bar with a balcony on the first floor. And that's sort of really appropriate because it's on the Heathrow flight path.
It is indeed. Yep.
You could imagine that some planes, then one of them must be there. It's green and there's a departure lounge next to it. Now, all the facilities for the ground are in there. The bar, the cafe and unisex toilet.
And the tax office, presumably?
Probably, yes, and the booking office, yeah. Now, I imagine we won't get access to any of that. We're going to be sort of like portable everything, which is not much fun in January. Now, Rebel Radio says that the catering in the cafe is distinctly mediocre, so much so that some Slough supporters would love to have a burger van.
Well, actually, now, you've used your descriptive word. You haven't read it out, but you've printed it here.
Yeah.
That word that we said we wouldn't use again, you called it grim.
Grim.
Well, that was to describe bar offerings at some places last season. You said they were grim. And I said you had to replace that with another four-letter word that was probably more descriptive. Dire. I think would be better than grim in this case. But actually, if you get grim or dire beer, well, okay, fair enough, you have to put up with it. But food, there's no recourse to anything else.
No,
That really
no.
is poor show, isn't it, really? Yeah. Presumably, though, the catering is council as well. Then.
Yeah, it's council. Yeah, everything in there is council owned because it's 7 days of the week.
Yeah.
Okay, it does have a very shiny car park with lots of strawberry, but we're not going to be able to get in it. We're going to end up going to the very shiny college building next door and using their car park.
Right.
Not sure how big it is. I do hope it's big enough because there isn't much street parking. If you can't get in the college, look out for the Lisbon Park turning because there's parking up there. Otherwise, it's double yellow line, so you're a bit stuffed, to be honest.
Okay, then what's all this about that? I've seen your picture of the tent.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, indeed.
Well, and he said this is the toilets.
That's the, if I can use the expression, the overflow gents toilets.
Oh, but don't overflow. Got enough of that. God, the Meadow end ones. Do you remember when the old Meadow end ones, when they were the old creosote walls?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. But overflow doesn't come into it.
I mean, I'm assuming we won't get to use the tent because it's next to the West Stand.
Okay, so the tent. What was in? Did you peek inside the tent?
Yeah.
What's inside it then?
It's an extended row of men's urinals.
Which, without the tent, would be out of doors. I see.
Yeah. I mean,
So it's sort of very French, really, this, isn't it?
Le
French.
French. But apparently it's not a tent.
Right.
Oh gosh, no, it is not a tent. That's the wrong word. It's a gazebo.
That
Apparently.
means it must have removable sides.
Yes. Yeah, there you go. That would make it
That
interesting.
doesn't
high
make
wind,
it
would
any higher class than what is ostensibly it looked like a 2.5 metre by 2.5 metre tent.
Oh, yeah. Well, all the toilets that they have in the West Stand are just single unisex toilets, so that's why they need additional accommodation.
Right.
Shall we say? Yeah, I mean, I was there with the very puzzled London Albion supporters who really aren't used to conditions like that, so we didn't enjoy that
Well, of
at all.
course, Slough should be capable of hosting decent matches, because they did have that FA Cup, televised FA Cup tie against Rochdale, which they got hammered, didn't
Yes.
they? Whatever. So I presume they're used to putting on sort of extra facilities when needed for bigger games.
We haven't had too many bigger games, but
Well, I know I mean, how big this one's going to be in relation to our travelling support. I mean, 300 or so travelled last night to Kettering on a Tuesday night before Christmas. This, however, is into the new year.
it's a Saturday.
It's a Saturday. It's the 6th of
And
January.
it's dead easy for our southern-based bulls to get there.
Yes, I would think we'd
I think we
4 to 5.
I think we'd be using nearly all that to get allocation.
Yes, I would think. So.
And hey, it's a big game.
Yeah.
Refreshments. Oh dear. Okay.
Right.
I'm going to use that word again.
Go on,
Grim. It's a grim residential area.
Right.
The houses immediately opposite are very nice.
Yeah.
But get beyond that and think, oh dear. The nearest pubs are nearly a mile away.
Right.
There are a couple which are nearer, but they're private members' clubs. You can't get in them.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
There is a spoon.
There is a Spoons, surprisingly called the Moon and Spoons,
Excellent.
and that's, as I said, nearly a mile down Stoke Road.
Presumably that's a reference to a nursery rhyme.
Could be, couldn't it?
Yeah, the cow jumping over the moon and
or
the spoon.
or they just ran out of names, something like that.
Weatherspoons don't run out of names. They run out of ideas for conversions. Yeah, I see it in Stourbridge. One of the 2 Weatherspoons in Stourbridge has now closed. It's moved. Somebody else has taken it over.
Oh,
there were
my
2
word.
at the top of the high street. And
Where's the new trend?
Now I can't remember where. Well, no. The thing is, they are quite. How can I put it? They're quite hard on tenants when it doesn't work out.
Right.
If it fails, they'll close it down. That's happened a couple of times I've seen a couple of close down spoons, but they don't. If it works, it works. Great. If it doesn't work, or if it slips,
what they need is a visit to the local football club by Hereford FC, and that would change the fortunes, wouldn't it? But there you go.
Indeed.
Okay. Yeah, I mean the spoons and the other alternatives. As I said, you have to walk down Stoke Road, go right down to the High Street, which is obviously pretty central Slough.
Well, that's not much fun in January.
Well, it's not going to be. It really isn't. But there you go. But if you are going by train, then the spoons and all the other pubs are just a few hundred yards away from the station.
And of course, train is a big option, particularly for London balls.
Oh, very much so. There's regular trains coming out of Paddington, and it's 16 minutes to Slough from Paddington. So it's a mile walk, but if you have some refreshment on the way, they won't be too bad. If you're going by road, to be honest, I think you're better off stopping on the way in.
Yes. Keith and I stopped. What we were on our way to a match earlier this season at the Beaconsfield services. The only motorway services I know of that's actually got a Wetherspoons.
Yeah, exactly.
We only had the coffee, of course.
Of course you did, obviously.
No, we did. We only had the coffee, of course.
Oh my word, you're not feeling well.
Barreled, $1.99 and 3 refills.
Oh.
Yeah. So we had no, the refill was a pint of ale. No. We did have more. We did have refill. No, it was very nice coffee as well.
And we do have to mention that not everybody is a beer drinker. There's a splendid patisserie Valerie just behind the Wetherspoons for lovers of coffees and big waistlines, basically.
Indeed.
It's not cheap. It's probably more expensive than your average patisserie Valerie, but hey. And if you're a ground hopper, there are a few amongst us. Just across the road from the services is Beaconsfield SYOB.
What's SYOB?
Oh, I knew you were going to ask that.
You don't know the answer, do you?
No, I don't.
It's something makeup.
It's something old boys, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah. They're a step 4 side anyway. I do know that. Okay.
It could be Beaconsfield sloppy yobs, old boys. I would have thought
Oh dear.
Anyway, we'll find that out. And we won't bother finding out.
No. A couple of other tips then. Okay. Between the services and Slough is a village called Farnham Royal. You go straight through the middle of it.
Yeah.
There's the Duke of York, which is the pub restaurant. They serve London Pride or St Austell. Food.
Long way from home, St Austell.
Yeah, it's a good beer.
Yeah.
If you want food, they're served from 12 till 3 and 5 to 9, so you can stop before or after, Also, another recommendation, the Crown Inn. Now, this is set back. It's in Crown Lane, Farnham.
Well, that's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, how original is that?
Yeah, I know.
The Crown Inn in Crown Lane.
Yeah. It's 2 streets off the main drag, but it gets fantastic reviews. They also do tribute, so there must be a job lot of tribute in the area.
Yeah.
And some guest beers and homemade food. So there you go.
Well, excellent. Okay, so let's have a look at the normal ways of getting there.
By road is 123 miles. So
right.
We've had longer, we've had shorter. It is a straightforward run. It's 7 miles off Junction 2 of the M40.
Yeah.
Really, I've done it. It's not too bad at all.
No.
Follow the main A road into Slough and then basically turn left into what was really a grid system.
Right.
Yeah, you can't go too wrong, but watch out for the speed bumps.
Sleeping policemen.
Every few yards, up and down, and obviously when you come out and it's dark, you can get caught
Absolutely.
out. Yeah, okay.
Now, train. We said from London is really good. Yeah, Paddington Station is 16 minutes?
Yeah.
That's dead easy. Yeah. But what about from Hereford?
3.5 hours each direction.
Forget it.
Yeah. And change at Worcester.
Yeah.
So, maybe not.
And it's a fairly long walk, isn't it?
It's about a mile, so.
But yeah, they're very good if you're coming from London, of course.
Yeah.
You can manage a mile walk or a taxi then.
Yeah.
So the usual thing we say at this stage of our ground guides is go by reg.
Go by reg.
Have a look at the Hereford away days.
Yeah.
So I think the Slough details are up there already. I'm not certain, but if they're not,
it seems 4 or 5 games away.
Well, yes, it is. But it's not very long, is it?
No, January the 6th.
Absolutely, it's only a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
I'm sure those details will be there, and I would imagine that's going to be a 15 quidder. I mean, that's got. I can't understand why more people don't. Well, I can't understand why more people don't. Because I like to travel on if I can, on my own volition, and
it doesn't really work for exiles, but for people in the Shire, of course, Slough is the first of probably not quite so magnificent 7 away trips in January.
Yes.
So you'll be hearing us drone on for an awful lot.
And Tuesday nights going to Gosport and Kings Lynn and whatever.
Yeah.
I've got to do stopovers, I think.
I think so. It's got to be.
I mean, I'm personally on those Tuesdays. I'm looking at driving down the day, stopping overnight, and coming back the following morning.
Yeah.
Seems to be the sensible thing. Although there is one amongst us on the team who's talking about driving there and driving back afterwards. So we shall see. We shall see.
Wow.
No names, no pack rule at this
Really?
stage. Yeah. Absolutely. But yes, I mean, I quite like the idea of a nice, easy trip
I do.
on a Tuesday daytime, taking some of the sights, get the game in.
Something, as opposed to just go to a football ground and come away again.
Yeah, get a B&B. Well, I deliberately gave our competition a couple of weeks ago winner to a lad in the winner's a lad in Fakenham, which is 9 miles the other side of Kings Lynn.
Deliberately, what you're hoping for?
Oh, well, yes, I can email him again and say, did you get your keyring? Oh, and by the way, do you know any B&Bs in Kings Lynn? Which might be...
might be a subtle hint at
we've
got a spare room instead.
Absolutely, yeah. It'll be good.
So
anyway.
there you go.
Yeah, there are a lot of ground guides coming up over the next, but not for a peak because I'm off to Dublin for Christmas, and whatever. But we will catch up with you very early in the new year with a load of ground guides. We've got 8 to do in a matter of days. Actually, we book this pub for a day, come over and just do the lot, get them out the way.
Sure, they wouldn't.
Can you imagine what they'd be like by the sort of 5th one of those?
Probably more coherent than normal, if some people might say, but they...
Absolutely. Well, thank you all very much for listening this time, and we'll catch up with you again very, very soon.
This is Radio Hereford FC, the home of the Bulls. Match Day Live.